Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I'm your host, Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-host Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, Christopher G. Mohr, and myself will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we're reviewing The Puppetman, streaming on Shudder beginning October 13th, 2023. I'm excited to do this. We'll find out what we think. We'll get into all that here in a second, but first let me introduce my crew, starting off with the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
What?
I couldn't stop myself. Something's making me do
God.
this. I don't know what it is.
You should make that as a TikTok.
That's all how it goes.
God,
All right.
funny. That's hilarious, actually. That's wonderful.
Also joining this week is Crystal Cleveland, the Living Dead Girl. How you doing?
Good. So Jeff did a better job of matching the scream to his lips than the Exorcist did of matching the little girls to the voice, the demon voice. So kudos to you, Jeff. Kudos to you.
Awesome. 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 All that.
Doc's like,
I've been practicing all day long.
good. You did well. You did well. Mhm.
All right. Also joining us tonight is award-winning filmmaker Christopher G. Mohr. How you doing, sir?
Oh God.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
both
I
of
was
you?
just sitting on a pen. Sorry. I'm doing well.
Oh man. Hope everything worked out.
Feel
What
much better
is
now.
happening to this?
All right. Well, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to give you our first impressions of The Puppetman. And those first impressions will be spoiler-free. But then we'll get into a discussion of the film, and we will get into the spoilers. And spoilers are to be had.
For
And then we'll wrap things up with our score 1 to 5 and our favorite scene. And of course, we hope you enjoy not only this review, but many others that we have on the site. If you do, please hit the like, subscribe, share with a friend buttons. Each and every click will help us find more horror fans just like you. We are closing in on 2,000, so hit that subscribe button. Let's make it happen.
2K.
Share with people.
2K.
Let them know.
All right, yeah, sure. Let everybody know. Sing it to the mountains. All right, let's take a look at the card and get things going. Why would you want to sing it to the mountains? I don't know. The Puppetman 2023 Shudder, available streaming on Shudder beginning October 13th, 2023. Yes, the synopsis is: The Puppetman, a convicted killer on death row, always maintained his innocence and that it was an evil force controlling his body as he slaughtered his victims. Now, Michal, the killer's daughter, begins to suspect that there may be some truth to her father's claim when those around her, begin to die in brutal ways. She must try and break the curse of the Puppetman before all her loved ones are killed.
Whoa. Wah,
Direct-
wah, wah.
Cute music. Directed by Brandon Christensen, written by Brandon Christensen, Ryan Christensen, and Matt Manhurides. Sure.
Hey, that sounds good.
The cast includes Michael Perry, Allison Gorksey, Karen
Perry.
What?
Nothing. You said Perry. It's Perret. It doesn't matter.
Perret.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Karen Rickman, Joe Prater, Jason Theron, Zachary Levy, Anna Telfer, Cameron Wong, and Cal Sear.
Yeah, sounds good. I didn't realize how sensitive my mic is. Apparently, I was like, Perry. I was like quiet. I felt like I was so quiet as a little mouse. Apparently not.
No, not at all. All right, let's find out what our first impressions are. Starting off with Jeff Mohr. Jeff, what is your first impression of The Puppetman?
Oh.
Um,
Oh no.
how do I say
No.
this? Well, we have done some other movies by this director, Superhost and Z and
I love Superhost.
Stillborn. I think we did that one too. So I was kind of looking forward to this because it seems like they're moving forward. It's got some good stuff, but it's sort of a, I don't know. For me, it was. It's okay. It's okay. It didn't hold my interest really well. It seemed like kind of a one-trick pony. I got kind of interested when they introduced the idea of the cult And by the way, that synopsis is way too long. That says way too much.
Absolutely.
No surprises there. So yeah, they kind of unfold this. We have this little girl in the room and we don't know what's going on, or they gradually release this information about what happened as she remembers it. So I don't know. I was okay with it. I think the acting is okay. The anybody that didn't see the ending come hasn't watched very many horror movies.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit disappointing, at least for me. So I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Cool.
Oh, wow.
I wish I could say something more positive.
That sounds a bit weak. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wow. I'm like, oh.
All right, all
okay.
right. Well, let's see about the rest of us. Crystal, what was your first impression of the Puppetman?
So this is a simple story, simple film, really. I will say that the opening scene was not good. The acting was really, really bad. Like to the point where I was like, oh, this isn't good. The mom and the dad both just horrible. Like really bad. And so I was worried. However, I feel like once we got into the meat of the story, as I say, I feel like the acting greatly improved, and I didn't have a problem with any of the 20 somethings that we were following. I think the story is kind of a cool concept and idea. I like the idea of this. I like where it went. I like that this actually, I don't want to spoil anything yet, but I did not like the characters, though. It's interesting. I almost feel like there was a missed opportunity here because that's too spoilery. It was okay.
It was okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
I gotta wait until we get into spoilers because I do have a lot to say, but not yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Christopher G. Mohr, sir, what is your first impression of the Puppetman?
I will say the beginning of this movie worried me immensely.
Yeah.
Even the beginning of meeting the younger characters worried me immensely because it was like grown people trying to write for college age people. And it was really bad, cheesy dialogue. But I think when the evil stuff starts happening, then it got more interesting. I think there's two kills that are just very well done and hard to watch. And if the rest of the movie was like that, this movie would be a banger. But no, yeah, I think it gets more interesting probably once we get past like 30 or 40% of the movie. And I think when they're having to deal with the evil and a certain thing happens, it gets more interesting. And the characters, I liked more than their sort of, caricature or tropish beginnings in the very beginning. But then it's kind of like, it kind of meanders, and yeah, they sort of add with this mythology or thing, I think with another character that shows up later that adds a little bit more interesting elements to it. But, and I think the powers are kind of interesting, although it's probably, I think Dream Warriors 3 probably did a better job of Puppet Master than this. Yeah, and I agree with Jeff. I think that ending's kind of like pretty obvious, but I don't know. I think how they deal with the issue seems a little too tidy. It didn't really make a lot of sense. I kind of wish that we'd had a little bit more ways to fight the evil, but overall, I was actually surprised by a few of the kills in it. Later on, that those are the standout moments that I really wish the rest of the movie could have risen to that level. But yeah, I think there's elements that could have been a really great movie, but it's just it's like one of those things where like, oh, let's fast forward to the really cool parts of the movie type movie. So yeah, again, I was really worried in the beginning. I was like, oof, I don't know if I want to come on and review this if the rest of the movie had been like that beginning. But it gets better once the proverbial shit hits the fan and all this stuff happens.
Oh, yep.
Agreed.
Yeah, once they get to the roof.
Yeah.
I must have been sitting in the easy to please chair because I enjoyed this quite a bit. I must have been in a really good mood. It's uneven and flawed, but basically she's friends with 4 or 5 people, and 4 people I think, and all their deaths are rather
Fun.
creepy. And then there's some other deaths. I think there was more than just 2 that were a little like, whoa. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. It's not going to be like top 10 material, but I would recommend people watching this one. I would go that far.
Well, I would recommend people watching it, but that doesn't mean that it's great. I'd recommend a lot of horror movies that aren't great.
Well, I think it's one of those things that, like, once they get to the meat and potatoes of it, with the way the Puppetman kills. Although, again, I guess it's not like Wi-Fi where you have to be in a certain proximity.
No, not after a while.
Yeah, because later it just makes sense. It felt like they had to be in the proximity of a person to sort of for it to work. There's like, no, you can just be anywhere.
As long as she knows where you are, right?
Yeah. Here's the problem. None of these people are likable. None of these people are likable.
I'd like the 2 leads. Why aren't they likable?
She's horrible. Look at the way she uses the abilities to get after the dude. I guess he was the only one that was even kind of a decent person. The roommate was a tragic, horrible whore. I could not stand her. What a backstabbing little bitch.
Why would you be videotaping your
roommate
like that? That's
what is rude. Wrong with you? And then reporting back, and then all the
and
other
I didn't
people,
tell anybody.
Yeah,
but then you told everybody.
But
everybody.
I was gonna say, how many people like that do we know? It's like,
well, I know that I could trust all of y'all, and you could trust me. So there's enough of them out there. I mean, what a little bitch! I was so angry. I was like, good.
I will say the main girl almost felt like an off-brand Katherine Heigl.
That's kind of true.
She was very almost like a younger, more serious Katherine Heigl. But yeah, I mean the jock dude was just.
The one guy was just such a big dick, and it was just really hard to root for him. But he was written that.
I will say, like, I could definitely, as a filmmaker, it's probably obvious to you guys too, but as a filmmaker, I could definitely tell the limitations. Like, we can't really spray blood in a car, so we're gonna put really bad like CGI blood on that, or there was even like a police station where there's CGI blood on the window, and there's places where it was like, come on.
So I'm telling y'all, what is the deal with everyone beating their own heads in? Like, there's so many movies that have that now.
Yep.
And I'm like, is this like the new thing? I mean, it's cool. I don't mind. I'm just saying it's like, talk to me, the other movie, Dear David, there's a lot of them that are doing this whole like.
Yeah. Because it's frightening to see somebody do that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're possessed.
Well, I feel like they took that from like Hereditary. I mean, they just tried to take it further.
Well, Hereditary didn't invent that, but
but you know what? It was shocking, and they did it better. Sorry, Ari Aster.
Well, yeah, the whole.
It was. Well, I know. I thought Talk to Me did it better than Hereditary, but that's my.
Well, okay. My 2 biggest issues is number one, I hated the whatever she was. The medium or whatever.
Oh my god, she talks so slow.
Wow. And then the second thing was why this guy, I guess it's her boyfriend, who's getting in a car driving somewhere with her. I'm sorry.
No joke, right?
I mean, what's going to happen. She can't control it. So I don't know.
So you're going to
I
blame somebody for a bad decision in a horror movie?
Well, I think if I saw,
There could be. I could have come up with something. You could come up with something.
well,
know, that
and I think there's a lot of moments where they make decisions like I would say that first time when the girl freezes on the roof. Why aren't they going over there? She could have been having epileptic seizure or something, and they're all just standing around like, ooh, it's like. But yeah, I was thinking that too. It's like, if being around here is caught. I mean, if I saw some girl jump off a bridge and her body flew up back on the
I'm
the
done.
bridge.
Yep.
Nah,
See ya.
I'm done.
I'm going that direction.
You can have my car. I
that
don't
was
care.
cool. Could you teach me to do that? Sure. Jump off.
Well, okay. So what's funny is I felt like the medium was trying to be like Zelda Rubinstein from like Poltergeist. I did. She talked so slow and I was like, I actually started feeling major anxiety and anger because I'm like, spit it out. And as a director, I feel like that's on the director, because I would have said
I
it
disagree.
did almost make me angry there.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
I actually like the medium seance thing. To me, it was more interesting
Christopher,
than a lot of the other things. Yeah. So
no.
I'm gonna have to pull a doc and say that I enjoyed that part.
Well,
wrong. There's other parts.
This may be a first. This may be a first.
Oh, you're agreeing with Christopher, dear.
No, when Christopher liked the acting, and I thought it was terrible.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
hell freezes over.
Yes.
Motel hell freezes over.
Jeff, you just made me so happy. Look, I didn't think her acting was bad. I feel like it was like her.
It was. I just thought it was the
It
character.
was her canter, like in her speech. It's just like, so this is the way it's happening. There's this demon, and it's going to get you. What the?
Well, and I don't know how you transmit this information. That
Just
if you
makes me
think
angry.
that I'm going to hand.
I'm about to obliterate this movie. I realize that it just made me angry.
You're getting farther and farther into it. Huh? But handed the note, I thought
and
that
I
was a
love
dumb thing.
Superhost. It's too bad.
I'm going to be able to hand them a little folded up note like I can't even read it unless I spend some time unfolding it. But I'm supposed to make sure that nobody else sees it and it's a secret, and I don't.
For real.
Anyway,
okay, I just think that and see, yeah, there's so many missteps like that. And if she knows what this entity is, which she supposedly does, it's just funny how she knows all this stuff immediately, it feels like. I feel like there was a missed opportunity here to actually turn the roommate and the other people as like they knew who she was and what she had in her. And their goal was actually to get it out of her, as opposed to them not, instead of the way that it worked out.
Yeah,
and that's why she took her to the medium, and the medium already knew, and they were, they had all like come together to try to.
That's why I didn't think the same about the medium, because the roommate had already been talking to her about it. So I figured she had already figured all this crap out.
Well,
but I took that, for face value. I don't know. I'm not saying it was, well written or the best explanation, but that's just what I took from it and was able to run.
So yeah, and I said it was okay at the beginning, and to be honest with you, I watched it. I was interested the whole time. It just has a lot of like logic flaws in my mind to the story. Like also that we have this entity, we have this thing that seems to have awareness of what other people doing. So I'm going to go, we're going to trick the trickster. Now that'll be a secret. I'm like, anyway, all that stuff just sort of, there's no way to get around that. There's just no way to get around that.
Well, here's the litmus test. Did you watch it twice?
I did not.
There you go.
That means it's not good.
Oh, no. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's give a score 1 to 5.
It might be better than I think.
And Jeff Mohr, you're up first, sir. Let us have it.
Well, I'm going to take the. I'm going to give this 2.75.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I did one of those. I talk bad about it most of the time, but it's in general, it's kind of a fun movie. Just turn your brain off and don't question what's going on. It's one of those. And favorite scene, I guess.
Yes.
Well, there's lots of them, and I'm trying to think which one. I'll let you guys have some of these other ones. I'm going to take the head bashing thing, because I'm just like, the whole time I'm going, don't get in the car with her. What the hell are you doing? This is not going to end well. And then there it was. So anyway, told you so.
Yeah.
That's
Check him off. He's done. All right. Crystal, you're up next. What's your score? 1 to 5 in your favorite scene.
I'm going to give it. I honestly think with some tweaks to the script and the writing and actually like some different placement of some of the kills, I think it could have been really good. I think little over the top with some of the characters, and that's fine. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Okay.
Which is it's fine in its cinematography and all of stuff. It's very middle of the road. There we go. It's mid. My favorite scene is obviously the weights.
The weights.
Actually, when he lost the tooth, I was like,
damn, that's quite the bite you got there.
I did really like that. Like, I was like, that's funny. I gotta give it to him for that, because he's like, yeah. So there we go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good choice. Christopher G. Mohr, sir, your score, your favorite scene.
I guess I will give it a 3. And that's primarily for, I think, the kills and stuff, especially 2 of them. I think the book reading and the workout thing are the 2.
So funny.
Although I went to a dentist recently, and they said that because I grit my teeth at night, that I'm grinding my teeth down and I could crack it, and that really bothered me. That scene, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to wear a mouth guard now when I sleep, because now this movie made me afraid. If I can't pick that, now I'll pick the book reading part, because that was really, man. I mean, both of those, I think. And it's kind of weird, because, like, to me, 2 of the best deaths, they just kept going between the 2.
I know.
And that's,
could have played them out more.
I agree. They should have, like, broke that up a little bit, because I think back and forth, it's like you shooting your load in the middle of this film.
Yep.
You don't have anywhere to go.
But
yeah, that was like, I mean, good Lord. It's like to have her burnt face and stuff. That was hard to watch, and I was like, that's a really impactful kill.
She deserved it too. See, all these people deserved it. That's the problem. I mean, who smokes in a library? You nasty
college
bitch.
people in movies do.
That's right. That's written on the wall.
Only in the movies.
Those young kids, they don't follow any rules.
No, man. But when you said earlier about the distance of it, the guy in the weights doesn't make any sense. But with the book, at least there's a physical connection, an object to channel your way through, but the other one just doesn't make any sense at all. Even though it's a great scene. For me, like I said, I was sitting in the easy to please chair. I'm giving it a 3.5. I had a good time with it.
There you go.
My favorite scene, and I think somebody knocked it earlier, but I really enjoy. There's a scene when she goes into the police, and I guess she wants to give herself up, but then the demon thing takes over and all the cops start shooting themselves. But
that was funny.
But there's one great scene where she's completely surrounded, and then they all just shoot each other.
They all just turn and shoot each other.
I loved it.
I love that scene.
See, that shows there's moments, like there's 2 kills, and that was funny. And like, damn, Michael Pare looks good, by the way. Like,
yeah. Well,
like he's old. Like he's.
I want to correct myself.
No, he's. You remember Michael Pare, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Michael Pare,
Karen Richmond, who played the medium, I've seen her in other stuff, and I like her most of the time. So I think it was at least for me, it was a bad character, and there were some bad decisions there in the writing. I'm not dumping on Karen Richmond.
Yeah, I'm not dumping on her either. I'm dumping on her speech. Because I don't think she acted poorly, which is crazy. Really, I truly don't. Well, it's just when you take a full minute to get out one sentence, I I can't. I don't have the patience.
Well,
for
this
that.
this movie is not strong with its characters in general, to be honest.
There's some strange choices. All right, well, it's playing on Shudder, so it's easy to access. We know you have Shudder, and check it out and let us know in the comments down below what you think of it, and any other film. And you can even rate. You can even speak English. Yes, you can even make recommendations. We'd love to hear what you'd like for us to cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And you should watch it. Come on, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
If you feel like somebody's jerking your strings,
Oh,
this one's for you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Put that on the box cover.
Yes.
Oh,
All
I got
right.
that.
All right. Crystal, Jeff, Christopher, thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Yep.
All right. Let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good
Oh,
night.
that's fun.
What the world?
What the hell was that about,
I
though?
don't know.
He
Did
doesn't
you do that
know.
on purpose?
He
Your head just exploded, Christopher. I
he
don't know
just-
what you're still doing
he
talking.
just farted fireworks out by him.
Puppet Master got to me. I don't know what happened.
Boom! Fireworks. All right. With that, let's get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Gruesome Magazine.